Hey everyone, and welcome back to CJRaceCars YouTube channel. Today, we're over here at Eagle, and I think it's gonna be a good day. We got the wiring guy coming here to get all the measurements for the wiring. When he gets here, we'll introduce you to him, and we'll answer the question a lot of people have been asking, what kind of electronics are going in Eagle? We'll show you what electronics we have, and let him explain what he does and what his game plan is.
We are fitting this front line of this hood into the nose. I'm working it one side at a time, just so I don't get too carried away. Got to take a little bit off, check it, take a little bit more, check it, because removing material is easier than putting it back, unless you're Troy.
As you can see, Taylor's getting a hood fit here. Body lines are extremely important when doing a car. I think fit and finish is huge. If you have a car and the body lines don't line up, the front end looks pinched downhill or uphill, or the door gaps are too big or uneven, that's a big thing. Unfortunately, all the details you do on inside the car get seen after you see the body. So something extremely critical is body lines. Normally our hoods on all of our other cars are bonded to the front end to make the front end one piece. On this car, Cletus is gonna run some classes that require the hood to be removable. So this hood will Zeus on and off. So normally we would put a little gap here. It wouldn't be as critical because it would all get bonded, carboned together. Troy would make it all one piece. But for this, being that it's gonna be finished like that and the hood is gonna be removable, the body line needs to be good. As you can see, like the gaps are really, really good. He did the front first, centered the hood, working his way up the sides. It's coming out really good. Something that's kind of tedious. Once we get the sides done, him and Troy will determine where the Zeus are gonna go, and they'll put Clecos in all those spots. And then they're gonna have to cut, you can see the body line in the back near the window doesn't line up. This stuff comes with a piece, like a universal piece for that back area. We'll have to cut that out and add a piece that they send with it. And we'll show you all that stuff. But for right now, he's getting this lined up. We'll get our Zeus's laid out, Clecos put in place. And then the biggest thing we're trying to do right now is get the tube in where the dash is gonna go so that we can do the dash sheet metal, dash bar, tabs for the window, A-pillar mounts, etc. So all the chassis stuff's done because this thing's going to powder coat in about 3 or 4 days. That's the piece I was just talking about. Thank you, Taylor. So yeah, he's almost done with this side. He'll work his way up this side over here. Hood will be done. Troy's getting some window lips done on that side. Danny's working on the back window lip, buffed it all down. We're getting close. All right, everyone. So the wiring guy is here. This is Omar Crespo of Area 51 Race Cars, and I'm gonna let him explain to you guys what his plan is and what electronics we're using on Eagle.
Yes, guys, so my name is Omar Crespo. I'm owner of Area 51 Race Cars. I've been installing and tuning track support Fuel Tech products since 2012. For this project, because of Proline and because of us, we have decided to use Fuel Tech to control the engine, and we're gonna be doing the custom wiring. One of the biggest challenges is time. We only have a couple of weeks to wire this complete car. Usually we will have the car at our shop for 4 to 6 weeks. In this case, we will not have the car in our hands, so we came over, we're gonna do some measurements, we're gonna take some notes, pre-build the harness at our shop, then bring it, install it, and we're gonna finish some end connections when we have the car completed. We have done a few cars for Cameron in the past, very similar chassis, very similar setup, Proline engine as well. In this case, it's a turbo car, so everything is much tighter than before. This is creating a big challenge on where we're going to place the components, where we're going to place sensors, and how we're going to route the harness. With the FuelTech ECU, we're going to be controlling all the traction control, boost control, and also data log a lot of important sensors. In this case, we choose Rive sensor that supports us a lot, and they have a very nice and compact design that is going to help on this tight engine bay.
All right, so we're just going to explain and show a few of the parts of the FuelTech.
One of the cool features about the 600 is all-in-one. It's a dash and the computer all-in-one unit. So instead of having different boxes around the car, you just have one dash that is controlling the engine, it's controlling the transmission, controlling the chassis like lights, controlling traction control, boost control, everything just in one unit. That's really cool. We also have like best in the market ignition system. It's their FT Spark 8. We're gonna make some power, so we need to have the best spark available to burn all that methanol. We also have like the new Nano Pros. They have a cool display. In this case, we're gonna run them on the engine bay. So you can program them to read oil pressure, RPM, fuel pressure. You can be on the engine bay area adjusting fuel pressure without having to have somebody else inside the car knowing what is the fuel pressure or the oil pressure of the car, diagnose the engine, and that's pretty cool. You can also start the engine through here. So you can be on the engine bay and just start the engine just by pressing the screen. Very cool feature as well.
So that's pretty much the gist of FuelTech system that we're going to use. Obviously, when we go to wire this thing up, we'll explain a lot more. He'll go over when he's testing stuff, what it's doing,
yes, sir.
Why it's doing what it's doing. So
yes,
we'll have a lot more detail once the harness is in,
exactly,
and we're actually putting the sensors in.
And we decide all the sensors that we actually going to use. That's what we're doing right now, making a list what we should do, what we're missing, and so we can contact FuelTech, we can contact Rive, so we can get what we're missing. I'm gonna put like a blue tape, whatever we need to put a sensor, or we need to wire something there. Okay. So we know. How do you want to route it? Like, what are you thinking right now?
I already have that. Taylor, will you grab that down pipe?
Let me see, because we can mark it.
Yeah, it's already done.
So it can never be like 90 degree up. It cannot be down. It always gotta be in a little angle.
Okay, here's all the stuff they said.
Okay, cool. We'll check that in a second. Oh, so they're gonna run empty case? Okay. Let's see. Be careful with this one.
That's the alcohol too?
Yeah, so I'm thinking something like
yeah,
this.
that's perfect. That's out of the way of the door. That's perfect there.
The same on the other side. All right. Let's mark the back pressure.
I was thinking where this lug is.
Right
Can we
there.
drill and tap that?
Right there, yeah.
Yeah.
Right there.
That way we don't have to weld something on there.
Uh-huh. No, that would be perfect. I think that's what it is for.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an 1/8 inch MPT.
Yeah.
We're just gonna drill and tap that lug that's on the billet elbow.
Yes.
And then run a brake line, like a 3/16 line through the firewall to a bulkhead in the firewall for a pressure sensor on the inside of the firewall. Both sides.
They sell a canister. I don't know if they send it.
Back pressure canister?
Yeah.
We got a bunch of room here. You think running a bulkhead and a sensor on the inside there is all right? Like a hard line?
The thing is,
there should be a.
You need a canister.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's better we do it out here.
Just write that. Anything you think we need to order down.
Let me show you how it is.
Yeah, it's the same thing we did on the Scion, I think, didn't we?
Yeah. Maybe somewhere around here, Cameron.
For the canister?
Yeah. Can mount it here, and then do the line from here to here, and the sensor can go here.
What about if we do it right off the frame rail on the outside there?
Yeah.
Like this way?
Yeah. Like this?
Yeah.
And put the sensor here, and the line here.
Yep. I think that
Can do that.
Okay. It's a back pressure sensor. There's a little canister that goes there. We'll have one on both sides, so that's what he's marking.
Yeah, that will measure the pressure that you have here.
Yeah. Pressure on the side before the turbo.
exhaust manifold, yeah. Somewhere around here, bro, okay?
All right.
Somewhere around here.
Okay.
Just put like a aluminum block.
Yep.
We can put the sensor here and just a little line here. You want to do all the pressure sensors remote mounted, or you want to do it by the components?
What do you think?
There's not a lot of room back there
Yeah.
in this car. You can probably mount it here.
Directly
right
to
here, yeah.
Just right out the side.
Maybe with a 90. Yeah, maybe with a 90 here.
Fuel pressure regulator,
Probably
sensor.
put a 90 here.
90 and then the sensor in it.
Yeah.
And you run straight.
Yeah, just this car don't have a lot of room back there.
No, with a
and
firewall
we
move
may
forward.
need that space for something else.
Okay.
Unless you do 2 sensor block here. Then you do oil pressure and fuel pressure and just have a remote sensor block here.
We can do that. Let's do that. I think that'll look good.
Yeah. Then if you want to remove, just leave the sensors there and remove the plate with the sensors attached to it.
Okay.
You don't have to be like removing that. Yeah. So let's do a sensor block here. You can do that in the machines real quick.
Yeah, that's easy.
We gotta do a port for brake pressure. I think
Should just be able to go to line lock.
No, this line lock has it. Yes, this line lock has a
port
the
for it?
port. Yes.
Yeah.
Lights.
Yep. It's just 2 headlights.
2 headlights.
Yep. No marker lights, no fog lights. It'll just be the 2 up top.
Just this?
No, just, yep. I have the lights over here
Okay.
if you want to see them.
Okay.
They're like a 200-watt LED.
Okay. They go in there or
Yeah, it's a big round one. It goes behind it. So we'll cut little holes.
Ah, you cut the holes. Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. And where are you thinking of putting the connector?
It's right here.
Oh, you see? Okay, it's right here. I'll probably will do some LEDs somewhere, maybe.
We were just talking about
Maybe
that.
down here.
Yeah, I think a few there. We need one on like the main hoop.
Yeah.
Maybe up here and one maybe toward like the converter area.
Yeah, we've been doing around this area and it looks really nice. Like all that light will come through the headers and it looks really nice.
FT Spark I haven't mounted. We did a few cars down there, but I think up there might be the better, especially with all the stuff going on down
problem there is like how we get from there to here.
Yeah.
So let's see.
I mean, I'll mount it wherever you want.
Let's mount one of them. Let's have a better idea of where we're going.
A lot of stuff in the way on this thing compared to like a Pro
it's
Charger
tight.
car.
It's tight.
Yeah.
And the chassis smaller on this car?
It's pretty much the same exact thing as Clay's.
Really?
Yeah, it's just there's
so small.
Well, so the motor's in the same spot, but we had to move the firewall way out for his legs. So it really crammed everything a little tighter in that area.
That makes sense. Well, something like that wouldn't be bad.
You want the plug going backwards? Obviously.
I think so, but we can change this. They're stickers.
Okay, all right.
So you can like.
Yeah, that would mess me up if that sticker was upside down. I
flip it
don't know if I'd sleep at night.
Because here, I can go up to the coils here.
Yep.
And then I just gotta feel. I can probably go down through this bar.
Yep.
And go down. I think here would be good. The problem on the other cars, it was down there.
Yeah.
And every time you lose this fitting, all the alcohol goes right to the box.
Yeah.
So on the other ones, you can do like a plate around it. But in here, I think that will be fine.
Pretty much in line with the regulator. Set it up with that regulator. Pretty close.
Yeah. Somehow we're gonna go inside. So somewhere here, you can go with a fitting that you can go through the firewall.
Bulkhead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's got to, what's that got to go to?
The CO2 bottle.
Okay.
A regulated pressure. Probably 100 to 150 around there.
Okay.
So yeah, this is gonna go to your CO2 bottle in there. Yeah, so however you wanna go back inside, it's fine. But this one is gonna go inside.
And there's one on the bottom?
And this one is gonna go to the wastegate.
And then that one goes to the other side or what?
But then from here, we gotta go to the other side. So this one is gonna share.
Okay.
Yeah. You can either tee it from here or tee it from here. Yeah.
Okay.
And go to the other side. Yeah. Probably cleaner. Maybe do a tee here.
The bottom fitting goes to the wastegates and the side fitting goes in the car.
Yeah, to this side.
Okay.
And then that wastegate pressure is gonna measure from here. So you have 2 ports.
Right.
One is gonna go here. The other one is gonna go to the sensor.
Okay.
And on the other side, you can go like a T here, go that way and go this way.
So we already put some ground lugs, kind of like what we normally do.
Yeah.
One here and one there, bigger one up front for like near the battery.
Yeah, that's fine.
Battery goes here.
Okay. Do you have the bracket or no?
Yeah, I have a bracket and a battery here. It's pretty similar to
So
like same location.
So here should be same to clay or no? Or the distance between here changes on clays?
No, this should be really similar because the engine location and the dashboard should be the same.
Okay.
So it should be really, really close
Okay.
to the same as Clay's.
Something like that?
It goes back. See, this one goes right there? Yep, right there.
Okay.
So you got quite a bit of... I was going to put a floor panel, but I don't think you need more than that, right?
For more electronics?
Yeah.
No.
I think that's plenty. That's all we ever...
Yeah, that should be fine. And we got plenty of space back there, which is good.
Especially over here. There's a bunch of them.
Okay. Okay, so we can mount some stuff back there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think some tabs also to run the harness before you powder coat, maybe.
Okay.
So we don't scratch anything later. Yeah. Something around here would be nice to hold the harness. I'll take this panel with me. I'll build everything there. Probably gonna come here, and here we're gonna have a connector. So if you need to remove this panel, just unplug and take the panel out.
Okay.
With all the electronics.
Yeah, that'll look good.
Yeah. They have like a pressure sensor block, let's say, that goes here. Everything is there. Instead of running the sensors directly, it has like a clean sensor mount with one connector in it. It's very, very nice.
Okay.
Rive sells that.
Okay, yeah, they'll send us whatever we need.
Yeah. They have it specific for the TH400. I believe it mounts around here. And then we just run lines to that.
Okay.
It looks really clean. Maybe we can do a Rive sensor block in the front, because we can put whatever sensors we want in there. You don't need to do a bracket or anything. And then it's just one clean connector that goes to it.
Yeah, okay.
I think that would be better. We can put a 2 sensor block, and maybe down there we can do another 2 sensor block, and it will look just so
Yeah, it
clean.
will look better. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like to use their stuff anyway. So.
Yeah, yeah. And they will like to use their stuff too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we can do that. But we need to find out about pan vacuum.
Yeah,
because if pan vacuum we need it, then we put a 3 pressure sensor here.
Right.
And then we do pan vacuum as well.
Okay.
So I believe they're gonna want to use it.
Okay.
Pan vacuum.
Yeah, yeah.
So probably here we'll put a 3 pressure sensor block, and then down there we'll do a 2 pressure sensor block.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then the transmission, then we do, we need to do converter pressure, line pressure, soft lockup, that's 3. And I don't know if they have one for temp or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see what they have available.
And in the rear, we'll have 2 shock sensors.
Yes. Dry shaft speed, 2 shock travels.
Yes.
And then it's gonna have working tail lights, right?
Tail lights and marker lights.
Yes.
Both.
So
I
probably
believe,
gonna do reverse, brake, and just lights.
Yeah. Both I believe are LEDs.
Okay. I was telling him, right? The new ones have a lot of good features. Like you can see oil pressure, fuel pressure. You can start the engine through here. You can bump the engine through here. So putting them inside in a corner is like wasting the functions of this. So what I've been doing lately, I've been doing something around here. So you can have the engine running at idle. You can see oil pressure. You can see fuel pressure. Instead of asking somebody inside, what's the oil pressure or what is the fuel pressure? You can be outside and just diagnosing the engine without having 2 people. And like I said, if not, we're just gonna hide them in here.
Yeah, I usually mount them off the side of the...
I think it's too much for a driver to have the ECU and 2 of these displays right there. I think it's too much.
Okay.
At this level, you're not looking at airfield on the track, really. No.
Read it?
No, you're just sending it. So I think it makes it look really good, and it gives you more functions outside.
I'm fine with that.
Okay?
I'm good with
Good.
that.
You can do one on each side. And like I said, my goal is to one day install the main harness, and the second day just do the final details.
Okay. So 2 days, bro.
2 days here. That's what I would like to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
We got a lot to do.
Yeah.
Let's work hard and see.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna measure everything and take notes, and I think we're good for today.
Omar's finishing up some measurements. He's got a bunch of papers here with basically a template that he fills out measurements for each car. Thankfully, this car is pretty similar to like Clay's car and other cars we built. Engine location's the same. Most of our coils are the same. The only difference is this car's turbo, so there is more stuff.
Yeah, turbo options, yeah.
Yeah, a little less room. But other than that, it's pretty similar. He's got some pretty good templates that he writes down all his measurements on.
Yeah.
Normally, we would send this car to Omar for whatever it takes to wire it.
Yeah.
With this deadline, he's been willing to help us with this. It's not normal.
Yeah.
Usually send it to him to do it, ideally.
Yeah.
But with him taking these measurements, he'll go back and for the next few weeks make a harness. Some stuff that we don't know exactly where it's going to go, he probably won't terminate and put a plug on now.
Yeah.
When he comes back after paint, we'll assemble it, and then he'll have the harness ready. He'll come here for probably a day or two,
Yeah.
finish a few last little plugs, install the harness, make sure the car runs, test everything, and then that'll be about it.
Yeah, like you mentioned, one of the biggest challenges is time that we have.
Yep.
And we don't have the car at our shop.
Right.
So taking these measurements, we'll get it as close as possible. And like you mentioned, we'll have some connectors on some specific areas that we are not 100% sure until you're finished with the car. And then we just build from that connector on. But these measurements should give us a pretty good deal.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much going to do it for the wiring. He's going to go back with these measurements, start on the harness. We're going to keep pushing to get this thing to powder coat. Then it'll go to paint for a few weeks. And while we're assembling it, once we get the main stuff in, he can start installing the harness and this thing will come together really good. And then I'm sure he'll probably also be at the track. You'll be at World Cup, right?
Yeah.
Be at World Cup if there's any
And support, yeah.
for support. He'll be there, we'll be there. So this thing's really coming together. It'll be really cool to see this thing run. And that's probably going to do it for this video. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.